Key Digital, the experts in digital audio-visual and control systems.
We live? We're doing it live? We're doing it live! Everybody, we're back from the Denver Mile High City, where everybody was up a mile high in the sky at the Key Digital booth. Cedia 2019 was a fantastic time. I personally learned a lot of stuff. This bear's lonely. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting. He thinks he's playing a game of tag, or hide and seek rather. And it's a very sad story, in fact, about that bear. He's also kind of a creeper, we learned. This Key Digital Live webcast is just to recap those of you that mayhaps were not able to come join us in Denver, Mile High City, where the food was exceptional and the craft beers even more so, and give you the virtual tour of our booth. Of course, we recorded loads of video content. It's all posted on our YouTube channel right now, so you could actually go to those, go to the Key Digital YouTube channel. From our website, you'll see the YouTube logo in the top corner, and you could jump right in. Of course, everything video distribution is about AV over IP, and we had a wall dedicated to our AV over IP products, where we had a variety of IP 822, IP 922, and IP 1022s up and running there. Let's see here. If you haven't seen our selection of products lately, you'll be really impressed. You know, Key Digital started with the IP 1080s 5 years ago now. Time flies, right? It's an IP 1080p only system, perfect for bars and restaurants, digital signage applications. 4 years ago, we released the IP 922. And video over IP is 20% hardware, 80% software. And so, of course, as this product is now 4 years old, it's continued to mature. The projects that it's installed in is very, very impressive. High-end names, high-end, huge projects, and the 922s embody that. The totally high-end, many connections, perhaps too many connections for a number of applications. So we now have released the IP 822, which is the IP 922 board with a number of connectivity not included, allowing that price to come down about 2/3. And the beautiful thing is you can mix and match 822s and 922s within the same system, optimizing price point and connectivity where needed. Then we've also now released the IP 1022. IP 1022 is a step up from the 922 even. It's all the same connectivity, yet it allows for independent audio, video, and USB routing. So it's really ideal for operation centers, command and control applications. Anytime you're going to be using that USB connectivity, typically your keyboard and mouse need to be routed independently from the video and audio. And we've also announced some software upgrades where 1022 and 922s can do video walls up to 16 by 16. So if my math's not off, that's like 256 displays. So it's huge, 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 huge things you can do with the IP 1022s, 922s. 1022s are its own system. 922s and 822s, again, mix and match. The 822s can do video walls up to 4 panels. And speaking of video walls, people were blown away when we took our video wall on the walls and we just drag our finger on the iPad and we could totally change the layout, the orientation, the management of the content on the video wall. So I just drag my finger here, 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 choose the source, and it's really the most user-friendly video wall management method you could have. So moving on from the video over IP video wall, we kept the theme video walls, and we have the KD VW 4x4 Pro. And with the VW 4x4 Pro video wall processor, this is what people really liked about this is there's plenty of video walls within 4 displays, and you can see we can actually do a number of video wall layouts. So the traditional 2x2, sure, but what about 4x 1 or 1 by 4 vertical, 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, etc. So they really like that because with a lot of competitors out there, the only way they're able to offer video walls is with their video over IP systems. And this is a way that if the rest of your system doesn't require video over IP, you don't have to force a square peg into a round hole, just keeping it with localized HDMI connectivity, HDMI in, HDMI out. You even have some VGA inputs if you have legacy computers. And what's very, very popular with this system is the ability to flip these panels. Where we see Samsung or any brand display, you know, consumer panels now are extremely narrow on 3 out of 4 sides, the bezel top, top, left, and right, but the bottom is a little thicker or maybe has that bump as we have demonstrated here. You rotate the image 180 degrees. Now you can conjoin all of the narrow sides, making essentially minimizing the bezel of your video wall, and compare our system with 4 consumer displays to a system of 4 professional displays, which, hey, if you need 24/7 runtime and you need all these things, professional displays certainly have their application. But we're able to install video walls now. You, installers, are able to install video walls at less than half the cost of using the commercial panels out there at this moment. So that was, of course, very popular. It's app ready, which means it's controllable by the free Key Digital app. From there, we went to 2 of our presentation solution walls, starting with the step up, if you will, that is the KD UPS52U. So we have a whole assortment of presentation solutions, and starting here, we have products with USB connectivity, the CAM USB, the X100 MRX, the UPS52, and our 4x1 wall plate there. And the whole point of this system for Imagine conference rooms, boardrooms, is to enable end users to continue to use popular video conferencing softwares without requiring the use of expensive proprietary video conferencing codec hardwares. And so we really are delivering here a complete solution. Think of it as a conference room, executive boardroom in a box. No programming is required at all. You're able to have a number of users, participants of the meeting, plug into the wall plate at the table, at the podium, and the wall, etc. HDMI, USB-C, DisplayPort, all connected. And whichever user wants to go ahead and open up the GoToMeetings, Zoom meetings, Skype call, whatever it may be, they will also connect USB. It's a USB 2.0 connection into their laptop. And now through the CAM USB, the KD CAM USB here, that's mounted above the the video display, let's say, now you'll have that routed, the USB, through our HD-Base-T receiver, through the presentation switcher, through the wall plate, and ultimately to the person running that Skype call. And now that webcam, it's a professional 1080p PTZ camera, so now you have a large eye of the room, right? Great, that covers the video aspect of it. What about the audio aspect of it? If you have a long conference table, you have 6, 9, 12 microphones or a beamforming array microphone. Well, the beautiful thing about that is typically now they're integrating into professional DSPs or mixers, and those conferencing DSPs from the likes of many of our partners like Clear One and Phoenix Technologies has USB audio on them. Now, I myself, being a video guy, thought like, oh, what is this for? Am I supposed to plug in a thumb drive and play music? Of course not. It's so that you could take the USB audio and plug that into your computer to, of course, route that into your sound card. And now, of course, through the audio routing through all of our system here, now by, again, connecting USB to one of those laptops, I have the large view of the room, and now I have the large ear of the room by having the mix microphones feed into the DSP, audio DSP, USB out through our system into the computer, and that was just half the battle. Why? You also have the ability to control the displays via CEC control on HDMI without any additional IR RS-232 wiring. We also have the ability, when this product will be released here in the fourth quarter of 2019, we have the ability to control those displays or projectors via PJ Link, a universal commercial projector control protocol as well. Just by choosing that property in the setup of our unit, you can name your inputs and outputs. So you're going to have your switching selection here. You're going to have the ability to control volume, power on and off, and even apply an AV mute of the displays here. You have our camera control. You'll press this tab by just hitting a checkbox which says, yes, I have the camera. And now you'll be able to control this camera, the pan, the tilt, the zoom, calling up to 10 presets. And lastly, if you have our amplifier, KD Amp 220, again, another checkbox which says, yes, I have that amplifier. And now you'll have a control page for that model. So that was, again, really super well received. We actually have demonstrated it now at InfoComm 2019 and Cedia, and it is coming soon, everybody. So place your pre-orders now, because they might not be here when you need them if you miss the boat, as they say. So from there we have our compass control system. Compass control has been out for 7 years now with Key Digital, extremely mature, and people are just fully embracing the fact. What do they like about compass control? They like that it's a iOS system using iOS as the brain. So with compass control, the iOS is the brain. If you're controlling a device over IP, which is now more than ever, the iPad goes directly to that device to control it, minimizing latency between button press and actual execution of commands. The iOS stores all of the graphics. The iOS is the brain of that control system. And so the fact that compass control has been out for 7 years now has actually turned out to be a huge advantage for us, because a lot of control systems that had been out there for the last 20, 30 years, they were based on radio frequencies and that sort of thing. So the adaptation, evolution to IP, has been very challenging for those manufacturers, but not so with Key Digital. It's native, it's built in. And the other thing we were doing is demonstrating our drag and drop compass control programming and getting a lot of people started with that. And if you want to learn how to do the drag and drop compass programming, it's very easy. You just go to keydigital.com and create a login in the top right corner by going there and clicking here to sign up, and you'll fill this out. You'll get certified on the Key Digital University, and if you download the Compass Control app for free, you're going to see all of those demos that are the resultant of drag and drop programming. So you don't have to go all the way to the C3 where we do full custom programming to be able to do full system control of conference rooms, boardrooms, residential, bar and restaurant, house of worship, etc. We actually demonstrate, we give you those demos in the free Compass app, and then you just need to, when it comes time to turn that into a live controller, you activate it with a license. So that's kind of how that goes. And from there, people were excited to see that Key Digital now has an HD-based-T distribution amp, so like a splitter slash switcher. We have two flavors. We have the DA 2x4G and the DA 2x8G. So you got two inputs, and it is a switcher between those two inputs. So you'll be able to choose which of those two sources you'd like to distribute to all 4 or 8 connected displays. And then those 4, 8 monitors are able to be they're able to be connected via HD-based-T at up to 100 meters away. You can actually connect, and all 4 and 8 HD-based-T receivers are included in the box. So that's it's an all-in-one kit. And then there's another cool set of features here. Is like, for example, let me see if I could maybe show this a little better. you know, each receiver has two-way IR, so you could even have an IR remote control in one of the zones. For example, here in the operations center, they pick up the remote and they're able to change the channel of one of those source devices. So that's DA, distribution amp, 2x4, 2x8G, fully app ready as well, so you can control the switching, you can turn on and off the outputs. And for the last 5 years, one of the stars of the show at Key Digital's booth is the Multiviewer KD MLV 4x2 Pro. Folks love this product. We were showing it almost as a conference room, but at Cedia we were really brainstorming and hearing the feedback rather of a number of integrators that are installing this in home theater applications, man caves where they want to watch like 4 football games at once, even game rooms where the kids have their friends come over all with the Xboxes in the backpack and they all start playing 4 instances of Fortnite on the screen. So it's really amazing to hear about all the different applications that folks have been installing it into. And again, just like our video wall, again, the feedback is that other systems with this capability all force you to go to video over IP, but that's not mandatory with Key Digital because, yeah, we have video over IP, but we have a full circle of video hardware. And so, so this Multiviewer / Tyler can be added to any system. You don't have to force video over IP if it's not necessary, or you use it as a source into a video over IP encoder, and now you've just imagine that through system design, the miracles of system design. You've just created a multi-view into our video over IP system, and not only is it quad view, but you could even set a primary image on top, bottom, left, or right, and still watch the other sources. So imagine you're watching your football team here, and down in the bottom right corner, somebody's entering the red zone inside the 20-yard line. Hey, let's rotate that. So now that's the large window, and you can do some amazing things. Basically, you could revisit any customer that you have installed for before that has a large screen, and you could say, hey, how'd you like to turn that large television or projector into a video wall with this product? And you'll make some money. So from there, we went to the other wall, which was demonstrating our presentation solutions again. And so again, now this system is without USB, so we consider this for huddle spaces and classrooms. And for this application, let me take my tail here and move it over. Okay. So for this application, we demonstrate. Are you guys able to see this? Maybe, mayhaps not. If I move over a little bit. This. Check, check. For this demonstration, we have our dual gang wall plates, HDMI and DisplayPort. We have another that's HDMI and VGA. And then that would be an HD-based-T into the presentation switcher. Great. Out of the presentation switcher, one HD-based-T, one HDMI. Now here, again, is a prime example of when our amplifier may be needed. You got a conference room like this, or a classroom rather, and you're going to have a microphone at the lectern, or maybe the teacher's wearing a microphone, and that can plug directly into our AMP 220. And the AMP 220 has this great set of features. It's RS-232 controllable. You could set the mix level of the microphone. And again, through the Key Digital Management software, you just hit a checkbox saying, yes, I have the amp, and now you have the audio tab, and you'll have a page for control. Again, with a free app, no programming necessary. And guess what? There's actually one additional checkbox, which is, yes, I want the microphone visible. Because if there's no microphone in your system, instead you're just using the amp as a traditional amplifier, ceiling speakers, that kind of thing, then why confuse your end user by having a microphone slider? So by hitting the amp checkbox plus the mic checkbox, and now you see the, now I have the slider to control my microphone. So again, programming free, conference room, classroom, huddle space in a box with this system. And again, don't sleep on this. You're going to really want to make sure you get these in your purchase orders in before they're all gone. And of course, or just to let us know that you're going to have some forecasting to do. So yeah, you could see here, for example, this is what it looks like. I just hit the checkbox that I have a camera, and now it adds the page for the camera control. Really cool stuff coming soon from Key Digital. And our last wall, as we give you the virtual tour here, is just of our extenders. Now, guys, everybody, if you haven't used Key Digital extenders yet, now is totally the time to do so. The prices are better than ever, and every single one of our extenders is a professional integration tool. Okay, some competitors of ours sell a transmit and a receiver, and they're just nothing more than a long HDMI cable, transparency. But what do you do when you have an issue with HDMI, which you will? Key Digital is the only one that gives you the ability to force hot plug detection, essentially injecting voltage at the display. So have you ever had this problem? You turn on the TV, you know your wire is all there, but it says no signal detected, check your wiring. Well, Key Digital gives you a tool to force the voltage, telling that receiver, that display, hey, yes, there is something there, check it out, it's right here. Same thing on the source side. We could negotiate, the integrator can choose the handshake they'd like to provide to that connected video source as well. So every HDMI extender, every product from Key Digital, even our simple switchers, etc., it's all loaded with the tools so that if and when, more like it, you encounter a digital video pitfall, because that's just part of the thing with HDMI, we give you the tools to overcome that. So that's it, everybody, and we even have it built into our HDMI matrix switchers. And just like we said goodbye to everybody at Denver this past week, everybody, that's pretty much the end of this webcast. We'll check you guys out once a month or so on KD Live. So just make sure you're following us on all the social platforms: Insta, YouTube, Facebook, Tweeters, and then check out our YouTube channel, where this video is going to be professionally done, probably omitting some of my goofball remarks, and posted at a later time.